President Biden delivered his first formal address to a joint session of Congress, with Vice President Kamala Harris and Speaker Nancy Pelosi flanking him. Senator Tim Scott, Republican of South Carolina, delivered the Republican rebuttal. President Biden called for a broad reshaping of American society Wednesday night, using his first formal address to Congress to urge a vast expansion of safety net and educational programs while promising to harness the government to create jobs and opportunity for those often left behind. On Wednesday evening, Mr. Biden returned to Capitol Hill, where he served for more than 3 decades as a senator, seeking greater spending to rebuild the nation's infrastructure by imposing new taxes on businesses and corporations. He urged lawmakers from both parties to embrace a sweeping new vision for public benefits, financed by higher taxes on the wealthiest Americans. America is moving forward. And we can't stop now, the president said. We're in a great inflection point in history. We have to do more than just build back. We have to build back better. If he succeeds, Mr. Biden could usher in a new era that fundamentally expands the size and role of the federal government, powered in part by the government's efforts combating the health and economic crises caused by a pandemic that has killed more than 573,000 people and upended work, recreation and schooling across the country. The president offered optimism, saying that America is on the move again. Turning peril into possibility. Crisis into opportunity. Setbacks into strength. He said Americans are beating back COVID-19 and urged everyone to get vaccinated. Mr. Biden said progress against the virus must be followed by dramatic investments to help people who feel left behind and forgotten in an economy that's rapidly changing. He said his spending proposals will generate millions of jobs, describing them as a blue-collar blueprint to build America. But the president faces a Congress, and a country, that remains deeply divided about how much to increase government spending and who should pay for it. Mr. Biden said the moment of crisis demands a sufficiently bold response from both sides of the aisle. But he will make clear that he is prepared to act without Republican support if necessary. Mr. Biden said he welcomes ideas from Republicans, but added that China and other countries are closing in fast in a global competition with the United States. He said he told the president of China, Xi Jinping, that he would defend American interests across the board, and he urged lawmakers not to give in to gridlock. The rest of the world isn't waiting for us, Mr. Biden said. I just want to be clear. From my perspective, doing nothing is not an option. Mr. Biden's address took place against a backdrop that is both familiar and new.